Hey there nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we're back with a very special video talking about the new Warhammer preview that just came out, just dropped live from the Dallas tournaments that's taking place, and they actually had a nice feature about Necromunda Hive Secundus. That was the most important aspect of that preview that I really loved, so let's go ahead and talk about it. They've just put it up on their Warhammer community post, so let's talk about it real quick. So it says, Warhammer preview, plunder the haunted depths of Necromunda Hive Secundus. It's been said before that it'll be said again. Even in a setting predisposed to unfettered misery, the planet Necromunda is one of a kind. The world's surface is long dead, withering toxic, and racked with hostile mutant terrors. Its residents are packed by the billions into towering, unsanitary hive cities, breathing endlessly recycled air, eating reconstituted corpse starch, and scrapping for sustenance in their crumbling metal cocoons. And now there are Genstealers. So they actually showed that preview earlier, so we're going to skip that video for now. But what we're going to talk about is a new box set. It says Necromunda Hive Secundus as a new box supplement for Necromunda, a self-contained dungeon crawl through the worst city of the most unpleasant planet in an unmitigatedly vile galaxy. So as you can see here, this is what it actually looks like, and it looks absolutely fantastic as well. It looks like what they decided to do with this is make it more like a board game, it looks like, from the way that it's actually laid out, the way they have it here. As you see, you got like a kill team size gaming mat there real quick. You also got some doors and some bulkheads and stuff, kind of like the old classic ways of the old Zor Metalis boards that used to be in the original release of Necromunda as well, so they don't have any much terrain for it, which is perfectly fine for me, because in that case it's probably going to be cheaper because they don't have the terrain, and I do respect that aspect of it. Plus I already have those wonderful modular walls that Iron Major made for our channel anyways to put onto this board if we need to use the actual board setting itself to do so. I would like to use more three-dimensional terrain, but you know, c'est la vie, right? So the nice thing about this, of course, is we got some more brand new miniatures as well as factions available in the Hive Secundus box set, which makes it really awesome as well. So let's continue talking about it. As you can see, we got the tabletop there, we got the miniatures as well, the new rule books and fighter cards and templates and things. So it reads, Hive Secundus was once a center of learning and enlightenment, a rare bright spot amongst the ceaseless struggle of the far future and the so-called jewel of Necromunda. Then a certain tech priest, biologist Hermiatus, decided it was the perfect spot for some unsanctioned Genestealer research. The plan, as these things go, do it awry, and before long the Hive was riddled with Xenos corruption. So as you can see, we have brand new miniatures as well. We have what's known as the new Brood Scum. We'll talk about those guys here in a second. The Malstrained Genestealers. We also have Vanar Tech Hunters, and we also have the return of the Spirers. So a lot of people were really hoping the Spires would come back on this one. Now they haven't really come back quite yet because there's only one type of Spire available, but hopefully what ends up happening is that they release further additions to the Spire gang. That'll be absolutely fantastic if they do so. So continue on. So it says how Samwar first tried to retake the Hive and then to contain the disaster, Necromunda being deemed too important for exterminatus with a great perimeter wall and permanent surveillance from the planetary defense forces. Even the Imperial Fist got involved at one point, but as the cult grew in power and audacity, the then Lord Humwar did what any reasonable ruler would do. He pummeled the Hives from orbit with graviton missiles. This collapsed the structure in on itself, an accumulated mass of a millennia sinking deep into the ground, and yet the infection survived, albeit changed by such esoteric weaponry into something new and horrible, the Malstrains. I really like that really grim, dark artwork that we start seeing here as well. One of the other things I also noticed too in the background, you got flying things flying around, so I wonder if they actually have plans for actually releasing like newer and different types of Genestealers to be released in Necromunda as well. That'd be kind of cool if they do so. That could be a Genestealer. Hopefully that's what's it called? The Yelled? I hope that's a Yelled Spire, which is the old flying Spire. That'd be kind of cool if they bring additional Spires back, which I'm really hoping they do, but we'll continue on there. It says, you may remember at the end of the last Necromunda campaign book, the Emancipation Part 3, Ruins of Yarland, when Lady Hera met a surviving brother in his Spire suit, and the pair of them then descended into the darkness of the Underhells. This was, as we say in the trade, a clue, for Hive Secundus has become a happy hunting ground for Necromundan high society, young rousters who love nothing more than wiring themselves into high-tech battlesuits, enlisting gangs of meat shields from the lesser houses, and entering the Underhells to collect Xenos heads, and now you can join them. I love how they call it the Underhell instead of the Underhive, because like it's supposed to be a hellish mutated scape. That is perfectly great. And as you can see right here, we have our first set of Spires. It says Necromunda Hive Secundus is a full game in a box containing 2 complete gangs from 3 diverse factions, 2 Aura Spire Hunters. So that's what we start seeing here, which is great, as well as a Caryatid Prime, which is that little angel baby that you see all the time. in Necromunda. We saw this with the Burning of Cinderak Falling supplement. We saw that miniature being available for that, but it looks like now we can get this with our spires here. Now, in case you guys are unfamiliar with Aura Spires Aura Spires are basically like the huge hulking tanks of a Spire gang. Basically, they have huge power claws, really powerful reinforced armor. They also have guns on the gauntlets of their weapons as well, and they're very, very strong and very much in your face in close combat. And so this is what we actually started to see for these guys. I really like this alien design that they have for their armor. It makes it look like these guys have, like, I hate to say this, but it looks like these guys have been chopped down to the torso, kind of like how you would do for a dreadnought, and they put them inside these alien looking suits with cybernetic attachments attached to them. Hopefully that means that these guys get their limbs back after they get done with their missions, of course. Spires, in case you were not know from the old days of Necromunda, from back in the Outland supplements, these are nobles that would actually go into hunting packs and go down into the Underhive to prove themselves worthy of their predecessors, as well as for their superiors, to prove themselves worthy to ascend to the noble ranks. And so that's what they would do, and their suits would actually be biomechanical, and they could actually mutate and change to suit the fighter as they unlocked more features for their armor to make them more deadly. And so there's, like, I think 7 different suits in all. So this is the first one called the Orus, and hopefully they release the other ones later on, like the Malkodon, for example, which is another Spire suit that used like climbing and web guns and things of that nature. The Yield, like I mentioned earlier, could fly around. There's another one that's also about speed and agility. So there's a bunch of different types of Spire units, and hopefully they'll bring those back with later on down the line. That'd be awesome if they managed to do that. At the same time, we also have 8 Vanar Tech Hunters, 6 Twisted Malstrain Genestealers, and 4 Malstrain Tyranites, all in plastic. There's also 8 plastic Brood Scum made using existing Hive Scum in combination with new heads. The 2 Aura Spire Hunters can be built with a range of top-tier weaponry, while the Vanar allies are a new type of specialist with access to additional guns, equipment, and specialist skills. So what that tells me here is that it looks like that we might be seeing more of these type of guys under the specialist skills. I wonder if that's going to be like a new type of fighter that you can recruit for your gang called a specialist, and like they have different access to equipment and different skills to make them a little bit deadlier than they actually were. After all, according to the lore from the Ranthe Secession, the house gangs have become more militant as time goes on, so you might be seeing some specialized gangs later down the line. And like I said earlier in one of my channel posts, it looks like the Vanar kind of got the kill team treatment, because these guys look like they're very unique, and looks like every single one of these guys do a very different job. Like for this character here, this looks like some kind of flamer weapon, combo weapon. He's got a flamer on the bottom for sure, but I'm not really sure what this top part is up here, for example. Also, we got these little scopes on their shoulders. While this guy, of course, looks like he's carrying just a normal type of last gun as well as last pistol, but maybe they're hot shot variants, or maybe they're hot shot rapid fire variants. I mean, who knows what these guys have. And so, like, we go on the next one here, same thing with this. We got a normal last gun wielding guy. It looks like we got a scope here. This guy looks like he's some kind of medical guy, maybe, because it looks like he can inject either poisons or toxins or whatever. Looks like he's got like a chain fist of some sort going on. Looks like this thing here, some kind of tube. Maybe it's to inject poisons or chemicals or something. This one sniper rifle looks really cool. That looks like a long last, but look, maybe it's a hot shot long last or something like that. That makes it even deadlier. This guy, of course, carrying looks like a plasma or a grav gun, maybe, or a rad gun of some sort. That'd be kind of cool to have that. And this guy, of course, looks like he's carrying a last subcarbine, so it looks like he has that. Same thing with this guy too. So and this guy looks like he's got a communication device of some sort. So maybe what they're going to do is kind of give your gangs like the kill team treatment, where you have different specialists with different jobs, like medical guys and communications guy and demo guys and combat guys and heavy guys like that. It'd be kind of interesting to see if they actually do that, and be kind of neat to see if they do that for all the gangs. I can imagine them doing this because, you know, if everyone already has the box of gangs, you gotta find some way to get people to buy new miniatures, so create new types of variants to use as well. But these guys look really ace. I really like the way that they look. They got a really cool design aesthetic with these guys, and the coloring on this is really neat as well. Just love those spires, man. Those spires look really cool. So these tech hunters. And it says, as for the Genestealer, these aren't run-of-the-mill pure strains from the Patriarch down. These guys have been changed by the destruction of Secundus. It's not even clear what the Hive mind would want to pay them a visit at this point. So as you can see, these Genestealers look completely different than your normal Genestealers. They look like they've been mutated. I mean, look at their spines. They're all twisted, and it looks like their claws are all like different numbered hands and different shapes. They're not symmetrical at all. They look like they've just been like nuked and mutated. So these big, huge floating things, those are the Tyranites, I believe is what they were called. So we saw those guys released earlier on that. These guys look absolutely fantastic. These things look even more terrifying than Genestealers, in my opinion, because with a Genestealer, they might be able to kill you quickly, but these guys, though, they look like they might take their time with you, if not, you know, take you out outright. These things look absolutely terrible. Like this one here doesn't look like it has any eyes, for example, so that looks really horrible. You know what these actually remind me of? These actually remind me of the Resident Evil, I forgot what they're called, but that's what they used to inject the T-virus in human tissue, and they were crawling around, they had brains exposed and stuff like that. That's what this kind of reminds me of, and these look absolutely horrific and terrifying, and I hope they bring up more of these kind of mutated things in Hive Secundus. That'd be kind of great as well. And then it says the game itself pits 2 players in a linked campaign as a Secundan incursion gang led by an Imperious Spire and bulked out by House Vanar tech hunters infiltrate as far as they can into the infested Hive Secundus. The Spires are on the hunt for glory, but the Vanar seek to plunder data cores. As they get deeper, the environments become more hazardous and the Genestealers hungrier. And these guys right here you would call your brood. I believe they're called brood scum, as they're called. So you can see they're just normal outcast hive scum bodies, but they have the new Genestealer cultist heads. So these guys are probably like the lowest of the low. They're like worse than outcast hive scum and worse than Genestealer cultists or something below that. So these guys don't look all that right in the head. They look like there's something wrong with these guys as well. They got some major malfunctions going on in their genetic. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's eye is all screwed up. It just looks really cool. I just love it. I just love it. It looks really, really awesome. It looks properly horrific. Hopefully what ends up happening in this supplement is that we see some more mutated things. I would love to see scabies. Bring back the scabies. Bring them back. Bring back the scalies and the plague zombies and the mutant cannibal people. I mean, that'd be so much fun if they could bring those guys back. Bring back rat skins. I can imagine rat skins living in this environment. You know, they're like tribal people that are trying to survive and they try to keep themselves protected from these weirdos, and you know, they got to fight in there. It'd be perfect to bring back scabies as well as rat skins. And since we already got the spires already coming back, bring the other spires too. That'd be kind of cool to have a whole gang of spires to see those guys back on the tabletop. It says in the box you get a bulkhead terrain sprue containing barricades and doors, a 176-page softback rulebook, a token board, 2 double-sided paper gaming mats, so it looks like it's back to that mat like I said before, range rulers, templates, 88 cards, and 16 dice in a suitably huge, sickly hue. This is the rulebook. Hopefully they'll sell the rulebook separately because I don't really need the miniatures or the terrain. Oh, I don't know. I might get the miniatures. The miniatures look really cool, but I don't necessarily need them. But I would like to see the rules for the new Secundus campaign. It says, we'll have loads more to show you from Necromunda Hive Secundus in due course, and more from both the Spires and the Malstrains. So, ooh, looks like we might have some more stuff coming down the pike. Let's hope so. Alongside with new Ruined Zorn Metalis terrain, perfect, and a new book. In the meantime, click here to see the rest of today's reveals. So, yeah, this is awesome. I just love all the new things coming down with Hive Secundus. We already got the Underhive, we got already out to the bad zones, we've already got supplements for the Ash Wastes, and now we're getting to Hive Secundus now, which is another great place so you can do some horrible things. Horrible and mutated horrible things living down there. Hopefully they could bring out some more things to more factions to bring in the game, because diversity is the spice of life, and the more we can add to this game, the better it will be, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really love the support and the updates that GW is doing with Necromunda, and I can't wait to see exactly what comes down the pike. So there you guys, what do you guys think? Put down your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about this new preview coming out and the new things coming down the pike. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest greatest hobby news related to this channel. That's good for this week, guys. I will catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.